please.
All right. Well, welcome everybody. It's nice to be here. Thank you for the invitation.
Thank you.
We discussed already that it was has been 6 or 8 years ago since we have done our latest presentation during this kind of seminar. So I think it's time to refresh everybody's memory a little bit and to show what nVent and mainly ERICO has in its product portfolio, in its product offer. I have the honor to present 2 presentations. Before the break, we're going to talk about the lighting. So we had talked about lighting, and now we're going to talk about lightning. Mainly about System 3000, which is an advanced lightning protection system. And after the break, we will talk more about grounding and bonding solutions and the evolution of these installations. Let me first introduce myself. My name is Nico Brandjes. I'm the product marketing manager for ERICO, or nVent ERICO, in EMEA region. So responsible for the grounding and bonding and lighting protection products and systems in Europe and Middle East. You already noticed that there is some confusion about ERICO, nVent, etc. Well, I will explain a little bit. First about nVent. nVent is a global operating company. Since last year, a more than 3 billion sales company. And we have more than 10,000 people working all over the globe. And we are a leader in connection and protection. We take profit of the electrification of everything. That means that we see all over the place that everything is going to be electrified. And that's something that is especially our working field. If you look from the right to the left, first you see our geographic coverage. Our biggest part is in North America, then EMEA, and we have also a part in the Asia Pacific region. We're selling our products in the commercial and residential market, industrial market, infrastructure and energy, and especially that energy part is getting bigger and bigger. And we do that in different segments, how we call them, but you can also see them as some kind of divisions within the nVent organization. That is thermal management, enclosures, and the part where I am working for is electrical and fastening solutions, or shortly EFS. Going a little bit deeper into the products of these different, let's say, divisions, then we can see that enclosures, and maybe there you already have some brands that you will recognize. We have Hoffmann and Schroff within our organization, and they are manufacturing enclosures for electronical applications, data center cooling, and that kind of things. Thermal management, specific products in heating technology. We have a self-regulation heating cable that can be used in, for example, oil and gas applications to keep the ice from all the tubes. And then, of course, the electrical and fastening solutions, the most important one, where I'm working for, with the brands ERICO, Caddy, and ERIFlex. Caddy for the fastening mainly. I think that if we are opening this ceiling, there is a big chance that we can find Caddy products, because we have thousands and thousands of products to fix all kind of tubes, ceilings, cable tray, whatever, in all kind of applications. ERIFlex, maybe something you will recognize, where you have the flexible cable solutions. You can see a picture on the right side, which shows that with this solution we can manufacture, or a panel builder can make a very much smaller installation as what they do with the traditional bus bar installations. And then, of course, ERICO, where we have the grounding and bonding and lighting protections products. And that looks like this. We can separate these products in 2 groups. also a little bit as we are presenting today. First, we have the grounding and bonding solutions, or more or less the grounding solutions, and that part goes into the ground. So normally, when we throw the sand over it, we never touch it, and we hope that it will work for decades. And we have the above grade products with the lightning protection, surge protection, and all kinds of bonding products. Something that is every time coming back is our 6 plan of protection for lightning protection. There you can see it shows that we can cover the whole system from the top where the lightning strikes through the down conductors into the ground with our grounding solutions, our connection solutions, also with cat welds. I will talk about that later on. Up into the main distribution board where we have the surge protection, until the plugs where we have the protection for data and telecom. And like I said before, maybe with the 6 plan it will become a 7-point plan, but that's something for later. Today we're going to talk about lightning protection. We have 3 systems, system 1000, 2000 and 3000. Don't ask me why they're called like this. I have never found any logic in it, but it is a name. System 2000 is a conventional system. It's a system that we can find everywhere all over the world. System 1000 is an ESE, or early streamer emission solution, that we can see mainly in France and some countries around. And system 3000 is the most advanced system, and that's really an nVent solution. So going further, I think I will start with the system 2000, because this is the basic installation for lightning protection. It's the installation that we can see all over the world. Everywhere we can see buildings with air terminals on every corner of the building, with down conductors that are going down across the walls, connected in a network, in a raster, and when the lightning strikes, the energy will flow the path that is the shortest to the earth. It's a system that is according to a lot of international standards, and like I said, you can find it all over the world. But it's also, for me as a product manager, the system that gives me the most headaches, because the fact that it applies to so many standards means that in a lot of countries, besides the IEC standard, for example, to keep close to home, there are other local standards. That means that in one country we are using a round cable or copper. In other countries it's galvanized. In other countries they're using a tape conductor. And that, like I said, it can also be of all kinds of materials. We can find stainless steel, we can find galvanized, we can find even solid copper. Name it, and you will find the stainless steel is something I didn't mention. So to get one global offer that suits for every application is quite difficult. But we are managing, and we have, especially for Europe, a very broad range of products that are suitable for the markets. And my job as a product manager, and I started with that 2 years ago, is to get for every region and every country, or maybe in every area where they have a specific habit, to create the best solution. Going back to System 1000, ESE system. Like I said, this is a system that is according to the French standard and some others. So it's mainly used in French or French-speaking countries, but we can also find it in Southern Europe and some Eastern Europe areas. And this is based on the fact that when the lightning strikes, with these specific stainless steel air terminals that we have, there is also send an upward leader that is looking to the downward leader. And in that case, we are sure that this lightning strikes in the point that we define at the start. Different than what we see with the standard solution, the traditional standard. There it's a matter of using as much as air terminals, and there is always one air terminal that it touches the first. Also for this system, you can work with different kind of cables. It can be a round cable, can be flat cable, can be isolated cable. And it can be also from different types of materials. The big advantage of this system is that you only need 2 down conductors. Like you see on the picture, on top of the roof there is 1 terminal, and there are going 2 down conductors to every side, with all the equipment that is needed to fix all these equipment. Since this is a bit of a typical solution, we have a specific software that I will come back later on to use to make the right design, and to design the installation, and to pick the right spots where to put these terminals. Then System 3000. Like I said, this is a proprietary system, an nVent solution, and it's the most advanced solution. And the biggest advantage is that you only need 1 air terminal, and it's quite a specific one. I will show you later on. 1 air terminal, and also 1 down conductor. A specific cable that is developed for nVent specifically. It's an isolated low impedance cable. It's a little bit thicker than a normal cable, but it can be used in combination with our air terminals. And we are using the collection volume method to design the installation that I will show you later on. Going a bit into the deep with the primary components. There we have, you can see in the middle, this one. This beautiful specific air terminal. And look at that, the cable. Yeah.
If you want, or I can pass them so that everybody can feel and touch the ERICO cable.
Yeah. So this air terminal, the Dynasphere, is specifically designed for this system, and has a tip, the point that you can see on top of it, that can be replaced and that can be exchanged depending on the installation, mainly based on the height of the building. You see here on the side, up till 20 meters, we have one above 20 meters and above 50 meters. System 3000 is a system that is specifically interesting for high-rise buildings and specific structures, but we'll see that later on. And then we have the ERICO cable. Well, if you can see it when it's passing by, that is really, well, I think if you see it for the first time, a strange kind of cable. It exists of a layer, a 50 square millimeter layer of copper, what's written in the standard for the current is going down. And we have some stress layers around, because you can imagine that if the complete lightning strike needs to be absorbed, then you need a very strong cable. Otherwise, after one lightning strike, your complete installation is down to the ground. The advantage of this isolated cable is also that it can be installed inside of the building. So if you have a nice looking a building that is designed by some kind of a designer, then don't like to have all these cables on the outside. So in that case, you can put this cable inside in a lift shaft or something like that. Another aspect of this cable is that it has an upper termination that is factory equipped. So if you order the cable, you can order it by meter, and it will be factory terminated, so that when the installer arrives at the job site, the only thing what he needs to do is to connect the cable with the Dynasphere, to connect it, and it's done. Of course, we have a very large range of all kinds of accessories that goes with this cable. Looking at how it works, then we can see that in three phases, the electrical field is building up inside of the dome, what we call here the dome is connected via an impedance, and when the electrical field is not that big, then it goes through the cable to the earth. At one point, when the electrical field is rising and rising, then there will be an arc here in the air gap, which results in an upward leader that you can see here. So it's sending out an upward leader. Here comes the downward leader, and they're meeting each other. I will show some pictures later on. Like I said before, to calculate this installation, we use the CVM method, the collection volume method, and schematically it looks like this. So you have the earth terminal of the air terminal, you have the ground, and you have the striking distance, and these things are taken into consideration. So schematically it looks like this. In our software it looks like this, and if I go to the second, in practice it looks like this. So you see here, this is the downward leader. It arrives at the striking distance, and then the upward leader is meeting the downward leader, and it's going through the ERICO cable down to the earth into the grounding system. So this is an example of an installation that we installed in Hong Kong, an area where we have a lot of lightning strikes. Going one slide back, this is an example for our LPSD 4.0 software that we're using to design the installations. And we are making use of Revit and SketchUp 3D models to make a complete design. Well, this software is available for everybody who wants to make designs, and we give also trainings to work with it. And we also have a service in our office in Tilburg in the Netherlands, where we offer to make these designs. Well, since this is a system that is a little bit different than what we know, we've made some studies. We have done some extensive studies in the eastern area, in Malaysia and Hong Kong, together with the TÜV. And the results or the conclusions of the TÜV was that the CVM method was working, and it is a system that the method that can be used in the IEC standards. So a little recap. System 3000, a very high striking interception efficiency, up to 99%, depending on the protection level. A large covering area, that means that there are a lot of applications where we can use the System 3000, but it is mainly interesting for high-rise buildings and typical structures. The installation can withstand multiple lightning strikes. I have some nice examples later on. And it's, of course, easy to maintain. It's one air terminal, one down conductor. How easy can it be? Easy to install. And like I said, a single cable down to the earth that also can be installed inside of the building. Nice example of a System 3000 installation is here in Mexico. This is one of the biggest telescopes in the world. At least it was at that time. Here we use the System 3000. You can see the air terminal here. And the nice thing to see is this is the number of lightning strikes. So I don't know if you can read it, but it says 598. So almost 600 lightning strikes. And this is a picture how the Dynasphere looked like after these kind of events. And as you can see, the telescope is still up and running. Here an example of System 3000 in a complex structure. It's a power plant in the US. And you can see that with only 4 Dynasphere air terminals, we can protect the complete installation. Other complex structures. On the left side, you can see a building, a very nice-looking building in Switzerland, and the architect didn't want to have cables on the side of the building, so we used their System 3000 to protect the facility. Other projects are university in Jeddah. A little bit closer to home, the Warner Bros. Entertainment Park. The Porsche Museum in Stuttgart, very nice project for ERICO to show what we can do. And in Poland, the shopping center. Like I said, it's also a very interesting system for high-rise buildings. So here's some examples in Bangkok, Hong Kong, but also closer at home in Rotterdam in the Netherlands. Oil and gas for storage tanks, but also for refineries. And offshore for oil platforms. You can imagine that this is a very difficult structure to protect completely at the sea. Bosch in Germany, interesting project what we had. And also airports. You see that airports are not normal buildings, not really a square building, but they're all kind of shapes. And their System 3000 works very well. So, conclusion, nVent ERICO, specialist on grounding and bonding and lighting protections. And due to our strong expertise in this field, also with our System 3000, one of the leaders to protect the installations, all kinds of installations, that's so to say.
Okay, so thank you for the presentation for System 3000. So, round of applause, of course. We have also some in Latvia and also on our...
Yeah, but there are too many to show.
Of course.
I've only 2 minutes.
Oh, fine. But so, any questions from you? And anybody has? Oh, yes, we have a question there. Please pass the mic.
Hello. What is the minimum distance from another electrical equipment between this cable and electrical equipment? No, for example, in lift shaft, no, from other cables or equipment.
I understand the question, but it's a bit difficult to answer because for these kind of cables, there is nothing in the standard to test them. So we know that the distance between the cable and other equipment is bigger than what we have for normal isolated cables, but it's difficult to put a number on it.
I would say like this: you can cross the ERICO cable from experience because I'm working with lighting systems. So you can cross that, but to go in parallel, you must pay attention because of the induction that can arise by the power going. But if you are crossing, that is fine. Power cables can cross. Even the low voltage cables, for example, for video or something, they can cross. That's fine.
Yeah, you can find all this information in our instruction manuals.
Yep. Any more questions from someone? Yes, yes, please. Please pass the microphone to back there.
About the software, LPSD40.
Yeah.
You mentioned that your team is working with the beam modeling too, right?
Not at the moment.
But it will be in the near future.
Yeah, because there is a lot of demand to have that also included.
And does this software, like, it's for free or no?
It's a free software.
Yeah.
Yeah, we also give trainings to use the software because we are happy if you are working with this software and making the design. And as a service, we can offer also to make the design. But the preference for us is to have designing agencies to work with the software themselves.
Mm-hmm. And another question: in that software, it's possible to make a project with the system 3000, with the system 1000, and with the system 2000 too, right?
Yeah.
With all the spectra. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And I can add to that because Lucidus is offering such calculations. I'm doing it myself, or my colleagues are doing that. And so we can offer you these calculations from our office, or if there are some more complex solutions, then we are attracting partners from nVent and then doing things together. But yes, we can do that, and we are offering this solution. So we have already done. Yeah.
The 4.0 version is now in the testing phase. So within a couple of weeks, months, it will be available. And it has some big advantages compared to the previous version, with some very nice layouts, complete bill of material, and all kind of visuals in 3D.
Any more questions? Yes, please pass the microphone.
One question is about this calculation software. Do you have some risk analysis also there? To choose which of lightning protection system we should use, and how is protection level?
That's a good question for our global product manager over there. She can tell you what's.
Please go in front.
Oh, thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Laura Abelmuna.
In front.
Oh.
Yeah.
So as we're launching LPSD 4.0, I would say that ultimately you could test out the different systems that you're looking for, but it depends ultimately on the level of protection that you're looking for and the specifications. So you can do system 1000, 2000, and 3000, compare them, but ultimately we like to use the collection volume method because we find that method is more detailed for what we're looking for.
I would say that the system is designing system, not the risk calculation software. Right. So you must know already your risk level when you are applying to this system. This is not the risk assumption or calculation level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that
Okay.
help?
Thank you. Yeah. One more question I see from the audience. Yes. Please.
I have a question about the standardization. I know the European standard is almost talking about this conventional lightning protection, passive one. Does nVent have an intention to some kind fulfill this standardization and add this new technology to it?
Yeah. Yeah, there are several modifications on its way in the standard, and as you know, in standards, and especially changing the standards, it takes a lot of time. But we are in these committees, and we're working on including also this in the standard.
And as I can add, EAC standard already has a collection volume method therein. So one of the nVent guys, Phil Jones, is in the EAC commission and is working on that. And now Europeans, they are also working. And as I know, the ERICO guys are also present in the committee. Yeah. Any more questions from the audience? No, everything is clear for you? Perfect. So thank you for the first part of presentation. And now we are breaking for a small coffee break to come back and talk more about ERICO.
Absolutely.
To see something of CAD welding, maybe?
Also.
Okay, thank you. Again, round of applause for you, and see you in a while.